Here, you can learn about me, how I have handled and am handling being diagnosed with a brain tumour, and my discoveries about cancer specifically and health in general. My name is Peter Beaton, and I believe that if you're not willing to teach yourself and learn about your own body and your own health, then no one can really help you. But if you are willing to teach yourself and learn about your own body and your own health, then no one can stop you. This is a strategy that I am employing for myself instead of the standard of care that probably won't prolong my life, but will probably give me bad side effects. My strategy is designed to keep me fit and well and healthy and strong, whilst simultaneously attacking the cancer cell's metabolism. I wear a continuous glucose monitor. This can give me a pretty good idea of where my blood glucose is at any time without having to stick a pin in my finger, which isn't especially bad, I'm just a little bit lazy. These CGMs can be a little expensive, £50 per sensor, which lasts for 14 days. The phone app to read it is free. They can read a little high, it's slightly variable, so I always do a finger prick glucose check at the first measurement of a new sensor to compare. The finger prick sensors, especially the Keto Mojo meter that I use, are pretty accurate. Secondly, I follow a very low carbohydrate diet known as a ketogenic diet. I'll talk more about ketones in another video, but the point here is it is a very low carbohydrate diet. For breakfast, when I do have breakfast, it's almost always grilled back bacon and fried eggs fried in pure grass-fed butter. I always drink unsweetened pure green tea and have done so for years. It has no blood sugar effects at all. Lunch is unusual for me. Often it's just that I have breakfast, but at 1 o'clock instead of 7:30. Dinner is always a substantial protein portion, either grilled steak, roasted chicken, or butter-fried salmon steak. Along with that, I almost always have a little steamed broccoli and steamed cauliflower with plenty of butter on. Evening snacks are often nuts. Salted jumbo peanuts are my favourite, but are a little higher in carbs than others, so I have to keep the quantities down a bit. But macadamia nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts are all great. Otherwise, some cheese, no biscuits of course, or for a cheap treat, some berries with full fat double cream. Wearing a continuous glucose monitor has confirmed for me that none of these foods affect or spike my blood glucose levels even a teeny bit. I tend to have a couple of glasses of red wine of an evening. The CGM again has confirmed this has no effect on my blood sugar at all. I've grown to love this diet, and it's now easy for me to eat in a way that does not put my blood sugar up. I also do intermittent fasting. There are different types of this. The most basic is skip breakfast and have the first eating at lunch. Sometimes I don't eat again until dinner. The health benefits of this are immense. But you can't really do this unless you're on a low-carb diet. You just get too hungry otherwise if you're on a normal diet. Another video will be devoted to this important topic. I have also hired a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Not cheap, but worth it in the early months following surgery. Again, another whole video to come, but 60 to 90 minutes every second day or so promotes cancer cells into self-destruction while leaving healthy cells untouched. I also use repurposed drugs that are old and licensed for other things. I do this via the Care Oncology Clinic in London. It's all done via Zoom. I take metformin, atorvastatin, mebendazole and doxycycline. There's at least another video's worth in this one, but the idea is that all these drugs, which have robust safety data, having been used for so long, have also been shown to have potent anti-cancer effects on the cancer cell's metabolism, over and above their intended purpose. I also use an imported ketone supplement called KetoStart. It comes from a company called Audacious Nutrition in the States. I usually take it before bedtime. My CGM shows me that my blood sugar is naturally at its lowest when I'm sleeping, And the combination of low blood sugar with high levels of ketones is a very good thing indeed for stressing cancer cells. Again, more about that in a future video, all about ketones and a ketogenic diet. If you or a loved one has cancer, then I know exactly how you feel. I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice, I'm simply sharing knowledge that I believe can help you know and understand that there are lots of practical things you can do for yourself or your loved one to help get over this thing, over and above what the mainstream medical system can offer. Hope is not a strategy, but learning, researching, actively helping yourself and not just taking even a doctor's advice without critically thinking for yourself certainly is. If you want to do one further thing to help you understand and cope with cancer, please go onto YouTube and search for Tim Ferriss and Dominic D'Agostino. Tim Ferriss is spelled Ferriss, and it's Dominic, D-O-M-I-N-I-C, and D'Agostino is D''Agostino. So it's a podcast or a YouTube episode. It's from about 2015. The whole thing is fascinating to me, but it's nearly 3 hours long. If you were to start at about 1 hour 25 minutes, that's when the conversation starts to turn more specifically to cancer research.